Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at ThunderWorld Adventures. This is number one, and as far as I know, this is the only one that came out. This was multiversity. So I think it was the DC New 52 initiative, and then they made Multiversity Comics by Grant Morrison. I picked this up because I saw this drawing of Captain Marvel. Yes, he's Captain Marvel. He will never be Shazam. He says Shazam. Shazam's the name of the wizard, but that's Billy Batson, Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. I saw this drawing and I had to get this comic. I just love this drawing. I love how it's faded to look old. It looks like a binder. Just everything about it is really cool. We got an ad for John Constantine, a show that I always wanted to watch and never watched. So, full disclosure, I wrote a treatment for Captain Marvel Shazam, and I sent it to DC back in like 2005. Arrogant me. Like they were, I'm sure they opened it up, threw it in the garbage. But that's how much I love Captain Marvel. I thought DC was squandering him, so I wanted that character to get the love that he deserves. But anyway, this is Captain Marvel and the Day That Never Was. Let's look at the credits. Writer Grant Morrison. I'm an unabashed Grant Morrison fanboy. I know he's not to everybody's liking, but Grant Morrison is a very important writer to me. Check out my videos where I talk about the Doom Patrol. Artist Cameron Stewart. I know there's been problems with Cameron Stewart, and I don't want to talk about that right now, but let's just say that he's problematic, a word that I hate. Colors, Nathan Fairbairn, excellent colors, and everything else. From the color, just everything about this. Eddie Berganza, I think he'll send you pictures of his butt if you ask him to. But this is the Rock of Eternity, and this is just one of the whole mythos behind Captain Marvel. I just love this. So this is where the wizard Shazam lives, and it's beyond time and space. It's just this floating point. I love the shape of it. This is just awesome. This is just awesome. And then we got the seven deadly sins. I know we're supposed to say the seven deadly enemies of man, but it's the seven deadly sins, and the wizard, and then the Historama. I just love this. And here's the rock that'll land and kill him. Just everything about this is just so good. Here's his staff, and the wizard is looking at this calendar, and he's, doing wizardly deeds, and the Rock of Eternity is under attack. He's like, how is this impossible? How is this possible? And there we have a technological Rock of Eternity. And of course, it's even bigger. Why? Because it's Savannah. This is just comic book. This is great. So here he is. He's talking to his Dumbcoff children. And we got people in underoos over here. And there's his kids. And he makes an artificial Rock of Eternity to usurp the power of Captain Marvel. And I love this. He's like, how can I be any more wonderful? And will I be beautiful? And he's like, will it hurt? And they say his name, Savannah, in a mocking of the the other, Mary Marvel and Captain Marvel Jr. saying Captain Marvel, and boom, they get the black light. Look at these costume designs are awesome. They are just awesome. I don't know, simple and elegant. Look at these costumes. They are simple and elegant. Gotham. Did anybody watch this? I never watched it. I heard it was pretty good. I never watched it. So now we have Billy Batson, boy reporter. That's what he was. I guess that was the big deal back in the 40s. Everybody was a reporter. I guess that was respectable back then, instead of like one step above a drug dealer like it is today. Maybe even drug dealers are higher, because at least a drug dealer, you know what you're getting. They're not lying to you. I don't know. I'm talking nonsense. But what happened? Time is going crazy. And Billy Batson is an independent reporter. He's got this set up, everything, and he's using his phone. It's, maybe purists will get annoyed. I don't know. I found that to be a nice, realistic way to upgrade the character and still keep him grounded in his roots. And these people are like, this guy's great. He's got natural charm. He's got natural charisma, and he always happens to be Johnny on the spot. And then what does he do? He bumps into himself. Look at this. Look at this. We got to do this. He's like, how is Billy Batson doing this? This is gold. And he's talking to himself, who fades away. But then look at this. Just classic Cameron Stewart, you jerk. Why did you have to get yourself into legal troubles? Excellent comic book art. Look at that. And he's like, I know what to do. You're behind you. This is what I love. Billy Batson is a clever kid. He's supposed to be an orphan who's been living on his own for all these years, scrappy young youth, but he still has this optimism and everything. And Grant Morrison could be bizarre. I'm not gonna lie. He could really like take liberties with the character, but he's being very respectful to the roots of Captain Marvel in this, and I have to say he's doing a tremendous job. I really like it, really like it. And so, you know, Billy Batson Jr. or Billy Batson, not Billy Batson Jr. He's tricking him. Look behind you. They turn around and Captain Marvel shows up. Just excellent. It looks old school, but it's modern. I just love this. You know, this looks like, if I may push my own comic for a second, this looks like it was drawn by Renzo Rodriguez. Just you know, this is what you're gonna see. Renzo Rodriguez. You like this? Excellent. Enough of my own commercial. Focus. So now they're gonna battle him. And again, here's Munchkin, a game that everybody seems to hate. I still don't like much. He's whistling. You know, he's taking everybody out. You know, this causes distractions. There's Mary Marvel over here reading the book. There's Freddie, Captain Marvel Jr., Freddie Freeman. So he's calling to them. And boom. So Savannah is reading an actual comic, Multiversity. It's the first issue in this series. Now, I don't have that. So I got to get that because, first off, I really like this comic, so I might as well get all of them in this series. And I think it's tied in, like, in some sort of meta way. But, you know, this is good even without that tie-in. And I love this. He's going across the multiverse of all the different versions of Savannah, and they're all horrible. You know, it's like Breaking Bad, a vampire, you know, an ambush bug, just a worm, you know, and they're all nasty. And he's like laughing, I'm gonna outsmart them. He's even tricking them because he's in the artificial rock of eternity. So he's like, he created his own day, Savannah Day. So he added an 8th day into the week, Savannah Day. And the properties of Savannah Day is that he always wins. So he imprisoned Shazam, you know, he's usurping the power, and he's just ranting and raving. He's monologuing. He goes, how did you make Savannah Day? He goes, I'm no longer just attacking Captain Marvel, I'm attacking the Rock of Eternity, the source of all the powers. And, you know, he's short-circuiting it, you know, magic science. And then we have this great superhero battle. I love this. This punch, you know, he goes through this, and now Butia and Savannah Jr. are struggling. And I love this. He hits the ground, and the train hits him. He puts his arm up instinctively. Just great choreography. You know, and the train is going. It hits him, and it's tumbling over. So what do? They are helping out. So we gotta right the wrongs as they're spinning him around. They're grabbing onto Captain Marvel to stop him from doing anything. So he's spinning them around, and now they are grabbing the train. And I love that. She just attacks. Boom, boom. Mary Marvel. And look at this. He's like, boom. He smacks him, and then he lands on the moon. This is just great superhero fights. And I love this. She's like, admit it, I'm way prettier than you now. If you say so, but there's more to me than just how I look. Who needs brains with a body like this? Junior, back me up. It doesn't matter what they say. Boys only go for girls who look hot, right? And he's like, I guess. You present some pretty good evidence for that, for sure. And she's, what? And he's like, well, what are you talking about, Junior? Are you crazy? Come on, Mary, look at her. She said, that's it. Are you for real? Is this how dating works when you're pretty? He goes, you have to tell me your name. I need to know the name of the most amazing girl in the world. My name? It's Georgia Savant. Boom! And she got tricked. Way to go, Freddie. Way to go. Used her vanity against him. You know, they're clever. And now he's fighting him, you know. And now the whole monster society of evil shows up. And I like the way he gives them a classic look, updates them a little bit. You know, if you want to update a modern audience, this is the way to do it, you know. Keep them grounded, you know. And now here comes the Captain's Marvels, Lieutenant Marvels, or whatever they're called, the Marvel family showing up, and it's just superhero fighting. Just superhero fighting. This Cloud thing, it's just, God, look at this. This is just awesome. So what's he doing? He's going out into the subway, and he feels bad because there's a big battle with all the Captain's Marvels and the Monster Society, and he's going down into the subway. Why? Because he knows that there's a problem. So he sees all the different versions of the train that goes to the Rock of Eternity, you know, multi-dimensional, or is this Grant Morrison doing hyper time that kind of came and went? And now he's starting to get a little annoyed that all of the versions of Savannah are horrible. There's no good guy versions. There's no noble version. So even Savannah's getting a little grossed out by all this. The robots show up. You know, even the most like normal one is horrible, and he's just making short work of everything. And he's saying, "I want to see what he tastes like," you know. And he's disgusted by Savannah, and boom, he grabs the staff. Look at that. He turns himself into like a Black Adam, Black Savannah, and you know, just fight. Just grabs all these crystals. These crystals were suspendium, a magic science thing that it's like it can only be found in the Rock of Eternity, and with it you can, you know, alter time. And what does he do? He realizes that the Savannah Day, it's not natural, so instead of having 24 hours, it's only 8 hours. So he goes, that's when the sun crossed the sky. They built you a day. Wait, what does he say here? The same way you planned, I cheated them. They scrimped on the suspendium. You know, so all the other savant. So what did he do? Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I'm really digging this. He had all of the other savannas throughout all they went and they all built the same machine and activated it at the same time, which was powered by this magic material suspendium. And because they all did it, this nexus, they got an 8th day inserted into the week, Savannah Day, where he is the boss and he's going to win. But the problem is they're all detestable. All the Savannas are just so they scrimped on the suspendium. So instead of having a 24-hour day, he has an 8-hour day, and they've been running him out. So the time is up. He loses his powers. Shazam is freed. The Monster Society is beaten, all because of you know, the greediness of Savannah. You know, and then they're reading other stories to figure out what's going on. So I got to get the other comics. He throws it away, and look at that, the Captain Marvel family. And I know it's controversial that she has the white costume. I kind of like it, you know, the red, white, and blue. And here's multi-version guidebook. So I don't know about this. Was this like a series that failed, or was it planned like this? I don't know. I just bought this because I love Captain Marvel. I don't want him updated for modern audience. I hated that Tom Mandrake series in the 80s when they made him like punk rock and everything. I like Captain Marvel to be wholesome. I like it to be kind of old-fashioned. You know, you know, the movie was okay, but they didn't embrace the concept of more. They kind of like were almost embarrassed by it. If you're embarrassed by the source material, don't make the movie. But there you go. Now I'm rambling. Oh, what year was this? What year is this? I didn't see an indicia anywhere. Did you? Oh, let's look at the. Does it say on the cover? Oh, it doesn't say on the cover. So, oh, it says 2013. So I'm going to say 2014 is when this came out. But right around there. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.